So if you've seen my Instagram or if you've paid any attention to the community tab here on my YouTube channel, you'll know that for the past month or month and a half, almost 2 months now, we've had language exchanges here in Atlanta, and we also had one online, Spanish, English language exchanges. And the results of that have been pretty productive. Actually, I literally go to the word amazing to describe these. I've been shocked at how well they've gone, how productive they've been, and just how impressive they've been. And so in this video, I wanted to talk about why you need to find a language exchange group ASAP. And when I say ASAP, I literally mean that, like right now, today, and literally yesterday you needed one. And also, I wanted to say that if you don't have one in your city, sorry, I'm stuttering here. If you don't have one in your city, you need to create one yourself tomorrow, okay? And so in this video, I'm going to talk about 2 reasons why I think that in particular. And then I'm also going to discuss some of the results of the language exchanges that we've had. Like pretty much after every language exchange that we've had so far, what have I noticed? What has happened for me personally and for the people that have attended? So let's go over that in this video. Again, the reasons why you need to find a language exchange group in your city right now. If you don't have one in your city, when you look for one, you need to create one on meetup.com tonight. And then also, what are some of the things that I've seen come out of these meetups? One of the biggest complaints that I had early on learning Spanish was that I did not have access to native Spanish speakers. And even in the environments in which I did, they were pretty much passive conversations of me asking for something or me, ordering something. Those things weren't really helpful in terms of deep conversational practice. So the first benefit of a language exchange is obviously the fact that you get tangible Spanish speaking practice. We always complain about not being able to practice, not having people to practice with, not having people that respond to us. This is the best way to do that because the Spanish speakers that come to this, obviously, by nature of the event, are there to help others learn Spanish and to help themselves with their English. The other thing that I think is really beneficial at these events is not just you being able to speak, but you having to correct someone else when they're speaking. So I'll give you an example. If a native Spanish speaker is speaking to you in English, follow me, I'm going to say that again. If a native Spanish speaker is speaking to you in English at one of these events and they don't know a word in English that they're trying to say, what are they going to say? They're going to say, ¿Cómo se dice árbol en inglés? And so you're going to have to know, oh, that means tree, okay? And so essentially you teaching them the English language is indirectly reinforcing what you've already learned or teaching you new words in Spanish. So you're like double dipping in the growth, I'm thinking like a teacher, the instruction pretty much. Like you're double dipping. You're getting access to, you're speaking Spanish, and so you're getting that practice, but you're also helping someone else learn English, and by that you have to use Spanish, and so you're learning double time, if that makes any sense. It's a really deep, profound way of improving. I find even that from myself, I catch new words at these events. I'm catching new things at these events. And so that is the first reason. It's tangible practice and it's free. Okay. So that is one of the main reasons why you need to attend a language exchange in your city. And most of you already know that. That's the obvious reason. Let's go to the next one. The next reason why you must attend a language exchange in your city is because you meet like-minded people from both languages. I know this is not something that we're aware of a lot, but there are native Spanish speakers who have no desire to improve their English. They don't care. Okay, I'm being honest. There are some native Spanish speakers that are here to work, send money back to their country, or save money and then go back to their country. They're not here for some kind of cultural exchange or anything like that. And so that fact that I just gave you, okay, that reality is the reason why sometimes you may not be getting the responses that you want from all native Spanish speakers when you speak to them in Spanish. They have no desire to do this whole cultural exchange and all this mumbo jumbo that's super intellectual and super profound. They don't care. They're here to work and then to go home. Okay. So by definition of coming to an event like this lets you know if a native Spanish speaker is coming to an event like this, that lets you know that they're open-minded. They're here to improve their English. They're here to improve on something. And what I found is that all of the native Spanish speakers that have come to this event are people that inherently are into developing themselves. They typically have a lot more to talk about when it comes to more profound conversations. And so that also happens obviously on the English side. If you're looking for your tribe of people, sometimes I'm rambling here a little bit, guys, so follow me. But sometimes when you're learning Spanish on your own, in your home, only having virtual conversations, you may feel as though when you're out in society, you're the only person that is interested in learning another language, or Spanish in particular in this case. What I found that comes along with learning Spanish for me, and in my experience meeting other people, is that your perspective on the United States a lot of times changes. And so as a result of that, your perspective on certain common things that we believe here in the United States changes, okay? And I'm rambling here, guys, so follow me. What happens is you start to feel a little different, or a little, not outwardly, right? But you start to feel a little alienated in terms of your personal ideals and beliefs compared to your fellow United States Americans, United States citizens. I'm trying not to say Americans because I just talked to someone from Panama and she told me, you all are not Americans. We are all Americans. You all are United States. You're all United States citizens. So long story short, when you go to these events, you can find people that, again, are interested in learning another language, thereby typically having a similar perspective on culture, similar perspective on being open to other cultures, similar perspective on travel, similar perspective on a lot of different things. An event like this is a filter. It's a filter for a certain type of person, because most people are not going to put the effort into learn another language, learn another culture. They're focused on their own culture, so they don't have an interest in doing something like that. So again, by definition, if you coming to an event like that, you filter the people that are there, thereby meeting your tribe, meeting like-minded people that you can make connections with. I hope I didn't ramble too bad there. I'm going to listen to this back again. If it's bad, you all won't hear this, and I'll re-record it. But that's the next reason. And I'd like to piggyback off of that with some other points here as well. The other point that I wanted to add in regards to meeting like-minded people for both languages is that you simply just don't feel alone. Okay, I remember feeling like I was the only one maybe in my county that was learning Spanish, or the only one. And I know this is a foolish thought, right? But I'm just saying it's a legitimate feeling, like an uncontrollable, visceral feeling. I remember feeling like, man, I might be the only one in Metro Atlanta learning Spanish right now, or the only guy interested in exploring these countries right now, in Atlanta, for example, or just things like that. You just feel like you're alone on the journey. You have the native Spanish speakers to help you and to kind of pump you up or push you up and support you on that journey, but people that are similar to you, that had similar upbringings to you, you don't really see them along the journey as you're studying on your own. And so coming to an event like this, even if there are only 10 people there, it lets you know that you're not alone in your desire to learn another language. You're not alone in your perspectives or your changed perspectives as a result of learning another language. It's just a good fellowship environment. And so that's another reason why I would recommend that you attend a language exchange ASAP yesterday, if that makes any sense. Yesterday, you should have attended one. And again, if you have not created one, and I want to go ahead and address this now. A lot of people are going to say, well, Michael, it's easy for you to say. You have a YouTube channel now. You have almost 10,000 subscribers. It's easier for you to arrange a group where people will actually come. But I live in Montana, or I live in West Texas, and I don't really have the means to, and not financial means, I'm just saying the ability to get 15, 20, 30 people to come to a library to do a language exchange, and I just can't do that. What I would say, in the last event that I had, most of the people, because there were issues with the location, most of the people that came as a result of me putting the event on meetup.com. So what I would recommend, if you're in a small town or you're in a city where you don't think there are native Spanish speakers, or you don't think that there are people that want to learn Spanish that are native English speakers, just create an event on meetup.com. I think it maybe costs, for me it initially costs, the cost was like $15, I think, maybe, to create a group. And then at that point, you can create events from there on out. Okay. And so I would do that. If you feel like, man, I'd like to be in Atlanta to do the events that Michael's doing, you don't have to wait for me. You do not have to wait for me. Go on meetup.com tonight, create an event, create a group first, and then create an event, and just see what happens. You don't know. You don't know how many people are in your city that are like you, that would love to have an event like that, but they just don't see it. I was one of those people. I would look on meetup.com, all the time, and I would never see anything like that. And so again, I just decided, hey, YouTube helped me, motivated me to consider doing something like that. And I also have to thank Sandra, one of my tutors. She does that in Medellin, and she recommended that I do it in Atlanta. But either way, I'm rambling too much. do it. That's enough. So to close this video, I'd like to talk about some of the common things that happen after these events. What I notice is that people are making real world connections. What does that mean? That pretty much means that after every one of these events, people are exchanging phone numbers. People are exchanging WhatsApp information. People are creating WhatsApp groups to help each other stay motivated, to talk about possibly traveling together, to meet up for different events. It's pretty much, like I said before, a fellowship place for people that are like-minded. And as a result of that, a lot of us, when we meet like-minded people, because it's so rare to meet a like-minded person, and again, this filter of this event does this, when we meet somebody that we feel like is like-minded or we're similar to, we want to connect. It's easier to connect. You feel even more comfortable asking for that person's contact information, or, asking them if they'd like to hang out, because you instantly have shared interests. That's essentially what chemistry is between strangers and friends, is shared interests. And so that's one of the first things that I'm noticing is people at the end of all these events are making real world connections. They're exchanging information. They're talking about meeting up. And this is not just amongst people that speak the same language. I'm noticing after every event, I'll give you a perfect example. After every single one of these events, someone has told me, yeah, so-and-so and I are going to go meet up for tacos in a couple of weeks. Could you come? So-and-so and I are going to meet up for tacos after this. Can you come? So-and-so and I are going to meet up for tacos in a couple of weeks. We're going to meet up for this. We're going to go to La Plaza Fiesta, which is a big Hispanic market here in Atlanta. A lot of people are making connections and actually leaving and doing things with each other. Okay. What I also think is happening here is events like this are important, because I feel like sometimes, not always, and again, it depends on your interest, right? For me, this isn't a problem because my interests involve obviously travel, learning Spanish, and outdoor activities. So I'm content in the United States because I have access to those things. But a lot of times people, I feel like, don't think that there are a lot of things to do in a lot of major cities in the United States because, I don't know, it's just people do say that, like, there's not much to do outside of going to a bar, going to a sports game, or doing, the traditional things. And so this is a unique event, and I think just having it takes away some of the antisocial energy that sometimes persists in the United States. I don't know if that point made any sense. It's pretty much like if you're so accustomed to learning Spanish in your home, or meeting people online, just being able to have that fresh experience of sitting down with people and speaking languages and just doing something that's not the norm, like a normal event that happens in the United States, I think is another great benefit. And I'm noticing people are really enjoying that. Like, they're liking the fact that I hear that after every event. Like, I like that it's in person. I prefer an in-person event. I like that I'm meeting new people. And so again, I don't know if that point really made sense. It's late at night when I'm recording this, guys. It's 11:30. And I just spent like 2 hours writing the book. So if I'm not sounding coherent, I apologize. The last thing that I'm noticing, well, it's a reason almost. It's a reason why you need to go to one of these events. These relationships that people are creating, what these relationships do is they keep you accountable along the journey of learning a language. I've told you all plenty of times. I haven't mentioned my friend Arlen, but I have a friend in Colombia named Arlen who I really built a strong connection with. And if I had not had the friendship with him, if I had not had the friendship with my tutor Sharon that you all have seen, I have another friend named Luisa. I have another tutor named Juan from Mexico, another tutor named Liliana from Colombia. If I did not have a close relationship with them, I would have quit learning Spanish, guys, I promise. But I always felt like they would have held me accountable if I decided to stop. And so I say all that to say, an event like this where you meet people, you may make a great, long-lasting, lifetime friend that's a native Spanish speaker at an event like this. And if you do make that friendship, it's going to be extremely difficult to stop, I should say, learning Spanish, okay? I feel like I've rambled. I don't know if my points have been coherent here. I hope that this video has helped you realize why you need to find a language exchange group right now. Yesterday you needed one. You definitely will need one tomorrow. If you don't have any in your city, create one. Okay? Hope this video has helped. This is a kind of a different video than the ones that I normally make, so I hope that it was beneficial, and I hope that it has motivated you all to get out there and practice learning Spanish in a group like this. All right, I'll see you all in my next few videos in Panama. Hopefully those are the next ones that I have scheduled to come out. Nos vemos, chicos. Ciao.